Hello, and welcome to not PlayStation Unchained, just Unchained this week because we're going to talk about games, yes, but not just games because it's that time of the year where there's not much going on, and as you know, it's coming home, and we have to be ready for that. We have to be ready for that. I am, of course, your host, Neil Bolt. I am, of course, joined by Ben Shillabeer-Hall.
Yeah, I'm here.
He is here. You sound surprised. Well, hang on. Am I?
Maybe I'm here.
And yeah, you're here. That's good. That's good. We're sure. That's we're also joined, of course, by Garri Bagdasarov.
Sup, bitches?
Eloquently put as ever. And Chris DeVisser. Chris DeVisser is there, lurking in the background.
I'm not here at all. See, I can't even remember when to push a button at all or not. I'd be terrible at your job, Ben. I would just be awful at it.
Now I should have led with resident button pusher.
That sounds like a really bad Resident Evil spin-off.
I think I played that Flash game many years ago, actually.
Yeah.
Some long-forgotten Flash website.
And yeah, it's still better than Operation Raccoon City.
No, stop that.
I gotta say, Gary and I had a lot of fun playing that one together, co-op in it, back when it came out. Though I didn't like the way the story went at all in it, but I had fun with Gary. We took on Nemesis together. It was bitchin'.
Well, it's been a nice 250 episode run of PlayStation Unchained, thanks.
It's usually the sign of major change in the Unchained landscape when someone starts defending Operation Raccoon City. Someone has to go normally.
It's not the worst. You're telling me it's worse than
It's
Umbrella Corps?
It's not. No, Umbrella Corp took its job.
Yeah, Umbrella Corp is worse, but yeah.
Because it is shit, and it also does very little in the way of lip service to Resident Evil at all. It's Call of Duty with a few zombies, which is Call of Duty, really.
Well, Call of Duty has more zombies.
Actually, no. You know what? It's more like a shit Counter-Strike. Let's say that. I don't know. It doesn't know what it wants to be, and that's the problem with Umbrella Corp. And at least, Operation Raccoon City did have the gimmick of, what if this happened in Resident Evil 2, but shitter, and it's a gimmick at least.
But shitter.
Well, that's what pissed me off about Operation Raccoon City, though, is they didn't have to go in and deliberately try to change the storyline or anything. They could have just shown it as a side mission that took place along, and I would have enjoyed it that much more for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're just that, and the characters you get to use just feel a bit weird, even in that universe. They don't feel like they fit. That was the main.
Thank God that happens in this universe where you can play as a giant tofu.
Yeah, that's what I mean. How crazy is that, though?
Dude, come on. It was just, what's his name? It was Leon cosplay.
What, as a latex woman ninja?
Hey, don't judge. Don't kink shame.
Or tofu.
Or tofu. Just Leon inside there, coated in soy.
Hey.
He's the ultimate soy boy. That reminds me, the fucking Resident Evil Retribution was on the other day, and that's the one with the really shit Leon Kennedy in it as well. And it's like, when movies try to do the costume of a character from another property, and they don't do it right, and it just looks like cosplayers. And Retribution is just full of that. There's like Jill Valentine cosplayer, Ada Wong cosplayer, Leon Kennedy cosplayer, and apparently he's now Hispanic as well. Must be that time he spent in Resident Evil 4.
Just like Claire is now in Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
See, it's a precedent set by bloody Anderson.
That means Chris better be Hispanic when he reappears. I want them all tattooed, looking like the
Oh, the mustache and all.
Yeah, I was going to say, he needs the little mustache.
Well, Posatese.
El Criso.
No, it's both.
It's time for me to get out the local guns, huh?
We're gonna get so much hate mail now, you guys.
It's
We're
okay.
insulting an entire.
They'll be having naps. It'll be fine.
Oh my god. The thoughts and opinions expressed on this show
are totally of us and only us. And we can always blame Chris on stuff too.
I mean, fine, I'll balance out. Let me go put on the kettle, make a cup of tea, and have some crumpets.
Well, I mean, the show has
teeth.
not suffered in my absence. So if anybody's going to be a fall guy, it might as well be me. Anyways,
yeah. So yeah, we're talking about all things. Actually, if you haven't noticed, and yet we still managed to start with video games. So look at us go. It's like we're slightly uncomfortable talking about anything else on air, unless if we're forced to. But
they are literally holding a gun to our heads right now.
I am. I got the idea from watching Takashi Miike films all week.
By the way, I know this sounds weird, but didn't they make a new Takeshi's Castle recently? I haven't watched that yet. I heard there was a new one coming out.
Yeah, it's like in the Philippines or something.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, and Jonathan Wass does the commentary, which is only funny if you're English for me to say that. Then again, even then, I wouldn't say it's particularly funny either. But
I'd lost any interest when I heard that it wasn't Craig Charles host. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Craig, just brilliant. Yeah, it's not even Japanese either. So.
Oh no, I don't care anymore at all. What's the point? I bet they won't. I bet they'll even have winners. Takeshi Castle, you should not have any winners.
Oh
ever.
no, that's
I don't even know what Takashi Castle is.
It's like a game show in Japan, right? Where they have to go through weird fucking obstacles, and it's like
that's
Battle Royale.
every game show in Japan.
Garri, did you ever watch MXC when it was on? I believe G4 back in the day.
No.
There was so MXC was footage taken from Takeshi's Castle, and then they dubbed over it like the announcers dubbed over the voices.
Yeah.
So goddamn funny. Well, I forget, it's Kenny Blankenship, and I can't remember the other guys. Is it Vic? Oh my god, it's been so long since I've seen the show.
We got an English version because we got Red Dwarf's Craig Charles was the one for ours, which is.
You ever watched Red Dwarf or Robot Wars?
Mm-hmm. I love Red Dwarf, dude.
You know Lister?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the guy who did the voiceover for Takeshi's Castle there.
Oh nice.
Yeah, it was
Hell
amazing.
Yes, I didn't know that. Yeah, they did one in here in the States too. That was really really funny. I always enjoyed watching it. It was on right after I think Ninja Warrior. That was the one from Japan, the original one from Japan. So they went like Ninja Warrior, then MXC, and then there was another one that was a bunch of challenge shows they put together, were extreme challenges. Like the contestants had to walk an obstacle course on their hands or do it while balancing on a unicycle. It was a really cool show. I can't remember the name of it now, but those were always entertaining. And I love Japanese game shows. I'm all about the finding new clips on YouTube that they post up. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's good fun. It is good fun. How did we get there? I don't know.
I misheard what you said.
There we go. Yes, I was talking about Takashi Miike, which still Japanese. I think his version of Takashi's Castle was probably a bit more violent and involved needles in eyes and stuff. So probably not as good for TV. Let's be honest.
So straight to DVD.
Straight to DVD.
You say that they're doing this in the Philippines?
Yeah. It's like something like that. I can't remember.
Dude, they're going to be using that as a way to get rid of all of the drug offenders that they've been holding in detention that they haven't murdered yet. That's what they're going to be fighting for their lives, dude. This is going to be awesome.
This is going to be awesome watching people die.
Genocide.
Oh,
Now we
terrible.
know Chris is into snuff films.
I'm fucking terrible. You already knew I was.
Wow.
I go on the Watch People Die subreddit. It's a fascinating thing. It's sobering.
Yes, death is very sobering.
It is, and more people need to learn to be okay with it and learn to cherish life. I'm not going to jump up. I'm not going to jump on a soapbox here. Sorry, let's move on.
I was going to say, how can you be okay with it when it's sober as you are?
Oh my god, I was making a joke, Neil. God damn it.
Yes.
Why? Where was I?
Death is very funny.
It's just wait, Gary. Just wait.
Until you murder me and enjoy it and film it? Is that what I'm waiting for?
Why do you think I've been friends with you for so long?
Oh, it's better.
I'm
It's
just
better
gonna-
to kill somebody when you get to know them first, right?
Yes.
Oh my
More
god.
that way. Yeah, clearly. This is not to be used as evidence in any.
Absolutely to be used as evidence.
Just think how sucky it is that like Gary walks out trying to get hit by a bus or something, and he's like, "Oh, okay,
Chris did
that's
it.
a bit
Chris
strange."
did
But
it.
Yeah, maybe.
This guy lives around the corner from him, and somehow now he's dead after saying he'd kill him. That's odd.
Let's just investigate this. Oh wait, he was actually hit by a bus, no foul, and then I'll get your dog.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I did some googling.
Now you're.
I found out there
I'm
was
gonna take-
eight winners for Takeshi's Castle in all its series, and they
Yeah,
won.
it's a rare-
All they won was $6,000.
Worth it.
Wow. It's totally worth killing people for $6,000.
They actually kill each
People have-
other.
People have done worse for
Yeah,
less. Come on.
Chris's version, that's what they do.
It's not battle royale.
Like I say, this
There you
wasn't.
go.
The world just gets smaller and smaller.
I meant like the original Japanese novel / film battle royale, but yes.
This is where it's going.
That was
That
a
movie,
good
that movie with Steve Austin and Vinnie Jones is
Wait,
where
that's
the
Condemned.
future's going. Yes, that's a battle royale. It just only had
My
8
God,
contenders.
does that mean, right, that the Hunger Games is like the Fortnite to battle royales? PUBG?
Yeah.
Yeah,
PUBG. Yeah. Especially because there's like a sequel to Battle Royale, which is just nonsense, and that's like when they added maps to PUBG.
Yeah, it didn't start out as the Royal Rumble. It first started as the Royale with cheese, and then the Battle Royale. So that's how language progresses.
the battle for ultimate cheese supremacy.
to be honest,
Why do I
No,
even
but-
know you guys?
To be honest, I'll be honest. I
No
don't know
fucking-
why no
I-
companies come up with a battle royale with cheese as a promotion with Fortnite.
Oh, they will.
Dude, if Fortnite's already done the Thanos thing with the Avengers, I'm sure there's a way for Burger King to slip their cheeseburger gun in there. I just know it. Their
No,
Whopper
I'm
gun.
talking like an actual meal. Like you go
Then,
to Burger
like-
King and go, I'd have a battle royale with cheese.
Yeah, dude, if they have action figures in there, I am totally going down. I'll take Gary.
battle royale with cheese. Brilliant.
I'd love some Happy Meal Battle Royale with cheese figurines from Fortnite. That'd be amazing.
They should just throw the Happy Meal in the ball pit and let the kids go at it.
Well, if you want this
There's only one
Royale,
left.
guys, you gotta fight for it.
You
Battle
know
Royale.
what's even more disappointed? Right, they only order in 100 of each Happy Meal, but only one of them actually has a toy in it.
No. only one. Right. 100 burgers, 99 of them are poisoned, and only one of them is safe. There you go. Perfectly recreates it that way.
No,
Hey,
there's
and
your game show, dude.
population control. Eugenics.
Just
there.
get a ball pen and throw like a Magic the Gathering card in there that's super rare, and just have the nerds go at it. It's over.
Oh my god. Dude. The sweat.
Get that card.
The
The
sweat.
Black
that,
Lotus
that
card.
ball pit
The
will
Black
never
Lotus
be the
card
same.
in there.
Yeah, the Black Lotus card. That ball
Whoever
pit will
wins
never
gets
be the
the card.
same.
Well, but I'd do it for the Pikachu card, the original author Pikachu card.
There's your Japanese game show right there. Go pitch it.
I would
fucking
happily
really
do that for the
scary.
Pikachu card because it's signed by the original designer.
To be honest, I think at the minute we could pitch that to either one of our governments, and they probably okay it. Like,
Well, we have a healthy
You mean
pool of contenders to compete with apparently now. So
yeah, this is it.
we were already planning on shipping 25,000 of them to Japan. Last I heard.
Wow.
Fuck.
Is it going to be New Australia?
Southern Japan, Northern Australia. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that means it only
That's
has
a
like
bit of a
adequate.
history button right there, if anyone knows what happened in histories.
Everybody knows that Australians were just British prisoners that decided to settle.
No, that we shipped out.
So you know when I said we could just talk about anything.
You say fair game, and now you're complaining.
We just gave some like asshole $1 million idea, and he's gonna run with it.
And we've told a bit of history as well.
It's educational. So that much. It'll certainly educate people not to listen again, at the very least.
No, they'll just say fake news and move on. That's all.
That's Donald Trump's account, anyway.
You talk about fake news. Did you hear that Sacha Baron Cohen is getting his own TV show again?
That is amazing.
Supposedly it's going to be like his old Ali G stuff, so...
That's not going to work, though, is it? Because, he's
just take
lived
away
the
the
life
fun.
of fame since then. Well, yeah, but it's like anyone who tries to go back to doing what made them famous in the first place. It never works because they're now a famous person doing it rather than the person who was young and hungry and had actual life experience at that point. Whereas after that, it's like, well, yeah, I'm the same character except now my teeth are impossibly white and I look about 20% more handsome. And it's like, yeah.
Hey, plastic surgery and a personal trainer is an amazing combination.
Yeah, but not if you're trying to return to characters you did 20 years ago.
Yeah. Again,
Keeps
I don't think it's the same characters, it's just that style of humour.
Again, yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
Did he ever stop doing that style of humour, to be
No,
fair?
not really.
No.
In fact, he abused it so much that he then made movies based off that style of humour. Literal characters ripped out the show.
I love The Dictator. God damn it, that was such a funny movie, though.
Oh, that was good. PlayStation.
It'll be in there somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Don't fight it. Just flow with it. Then just lie back and let it happen, and it'll just be a smooth show for everyone.
That's what I tell you all the time, Chris, and you refuse to do that.
That's what you
I
say.
imagine
to everyone.
if we did like E3 where you like type up what's going on as it happens, I'd really love to see the transcript of this one so far. It's like, so we went from talking about this to this to this to this.
Well, I mean, it's unscripted, but at the very least, we're able to keep each other interested.
And we're following some sort of script because we're going from one topic to another. It's not like I've just gone, giraffes. They've got long necks.
But now you have.
That's not their neck, that's their spine, Ben. Get it right.
Oh my god, I saw a great. There was somebody in the Jeffrey the Giraffe costume. Did you see that one where he's standing there saying "We'll deep throat for $1"?
Oh my god!
So funny. Dude, standing in the giraffe costume, just out in the middle of the street with a bunch of other homeless people, just holding that sign. Just like, oh yes.
That Toys R Us mascot got hit hard when it got shut down. Then.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Now there's millions of blowjobs under one roof. At least that's
God bless America.
Yeah. So what's everyone been up to this week? Have we been in the footballing spirit, for instance?
I have been.
The World Cup.
It's been great.
It's been great. It has been great. Great fun. And yeah, nice and relaxed. It feels a long way since 2006 and breaking my foot nearly kicking the sideboard when we lost on penalties against Portugal. And here it's like we're here. We're like, oh, we're in a semi-final. Yeah, cool. Not really getting over the top about it. It's either the wisdom of age, or I just care a little bit less. But still exciting. That's for sure. And very much looking forward.
Who are your guys' picks now? Like your favorites, or which one of your favorites have been eliminated, or what's
Well, I'd say of the 4 teams left, France, I think will probably win it overall. I like them. I don't like Belgium for multitude of reasons, but I just don't like Belgium. And
like as the country as a whole, too. Everything down to the soccer team, whatever. I hate Belgium. Fuck you.
Fuck that chocolate. Right in the ass. I don't like it.
Fight me. Oh.
Yeah,
no, because I haven't been following the World Cup at all this year, so but I'm curious to hear what your guy, because you guys do, obviously. I know Garri is a huge.
Yeah, me and Garri, yes. I think Ben maybe just by osmosis.
I'm googling which teams are in still. I mean.
See, at least you went that far. I haven't even looked.
I mean, Ben, you know at least that it is coming home.
It is coming home.
That's all I know. Oh my god.
It's coming home. It's coming.
I love
that'd be nice. I'm always cheering for England, but I think Belgium is going to take it.
I don't want them to. As I said, that's it.
What were you going to say, Neil?
For that, I forgot. What was I going to say? Something about England, I think. Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Was it the family guy thing?
Just like it makes me laugh that it all started up again as a meme thing. Anyway, just because we did take our chances very seriously at all.
Yeah.
We're like, oh yeah. So it's coming home thing was just like a joke. Like every time we did slightly well, like oh it's coming home, and now it's like full turned on into like it's 1996.
It's like a guarantee now.
Yeah.
Now that it is, nobody knows what to do. They're like, what, really? Is this happening?
Well, that's the best thing, right? Like, if you don't put too much expectations and they over-exceed those less than stellar expectations, it's always a good thing. Look what happened with Russia. Nobody even expected them to get it past the group stage, let alone...
there was some... I do wonder about their performances sometimes, because it's like... There are guys in that team that are, like, decrepit by footballing terms, and they were still going 120 minutes, and I've seen them play before when they were years younger. They weren't even that good then. It's like, so what the fuck is going on?
It's called Russia. It's science.
Super soldier serum.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, they had a 39-year-old take a penalty kick. 39-year-old. Why is he still playing on a national team?
Hey, we're still capable of doing stuff.
Chris, you can't even catch a ball with your hands if I threw it to you.
And that has nothing to do with my age. That's been a problem ever since I was little and always got picked last in dodgeball. What do you expect of me?
That's because you always took balls to the face. Let's be honest.
Because I was a fat, lonely kid. What did you want from me? I was just trying to fit in.
Taking balls to the face doesn't mean you're going to fit in, dude.
Oh, it makes you very popular. The more balls you can take to
nowadays,
the face, the more popular they love you. No, even back then, we were more shameless back then. Everybody took all balls to the face all the time. That's why I got so good at taking it to the face.
Yeah,
it doesn't scare me anymore.
No internet, no shame.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm still from the generation we had to look at fuzzy TV screens on the unusable channels for our porn.
Oh, I remember when you used to flick up and down to try and get like a few seconds of like.
Yeah,
proper.
Well, yeah, you're basically beating as furiously to yourself as you are on the TV to make the picture come in.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam.
On your 56K modem, where it has to load the image for 3 minutes.
Oh, dude, no, I grew up with one of those old like satellite antenna things. Like it was weird, dude. I don't even think the company that provided it back in the day still. Well, now they're part of whatever it is, but it was like Burgoyne Internet or some shit like that. I don't know.
But doing internet.
Anyway, sorry. So you get me talking about masturbation, and I just derail the whole conversation. I duly apologize. Please continue with PlayStation.
It becomes a massive cock up.
Yeah.
Don't get too cocky. Wow. Penis.
Yes. Well, Belgium or France for sure.
Yeah, you want a Belgian dip. That's
some Belgian waffles.
Oh, I love Belgian waffles. How can you hate How can you hate... You can't hate everything about Belgium. Come on, you like Belgian waffles at least, right?
That's not even a real thing. That's just something they called it.
I don't even know what one is really. I just know the word.
just like sports and cookies aren't from China.
Isn't
history fun?
Great. It is fun. In the weird, ambiguous way we're talking about it.
Belgian waffles are from North America. I know it says place of origin Belgium, but you know.
Somebody an explorer took it on a ship or went over and found it. I'm sure there's some kind of weird history there where the original one is nothing like what we call it now. I'm sure that's the case.
I think he was just making an excuse for why his waffles were all sticky. And he was like, it's a new kind of waffle. What kind? He's looking at the map. A Belgian waffle. Yes.
So that's how they choose.
So you're saying he only named it because he was too busy waffling?
Waffle?
Oh my god.
See, this is what happens when we don't talk about PlayStations.
No, this is what happens whatever we do.
True, that's got a point.
It's a winding path, but eventually branches back to the center.
Yeah, I mean, we did start with games, like we said. So yeah, from that's.
So the Tootsie Roll of podcasts.
Yeah, Tootsie Roll of podcasts. There's a tagline for you.
I remember when I bought one of those, and then I googled how to eat it.
You googled how to eat a candy?
Yes.
Oh my god, words escape me. I can't even.
You just wanted to see the YouTube video.
Ben is the reason that Kinder eggs with the toys in them are banned here in America. Because he just shoves things down his throat without watching what it is.
Please tell me, Ben, when you Googled it, did you get a pornographic image or video?
No.
Because I'm sure that's what would have happened.
No.
How to eat a Tootsie Roll.
I mean, I just imagine that I'm going to have to Google it now just to see if it comes up with that first.
Report to us your findings, Neil.
So a Tootsie Roll, yes?
How to eat a Tootsie Roll.
Well, that's troubling. It's a child. We're not watching that. It's a young boy holding one up to the screen and just like, no, I don't think I can. No, that's...
Yeah, because they look so weird. I couldn't work out how you ate them.
It's a wrapper. You unwrap it and you put it in your mouth.
It's not even that hard. You grab each end and you pull on it and it spins open. They make them that way. It doesn't get any easier than that to get to the chocolate fleshy interior of a Tootsie Roll.
But
just put it in. Put it in your mouth and start sucking. No, you don't have to microwave or heat up anything. You just put it in your mouth and start sucking on it. That's all you do. That's how you eat it.
What worries me is Tootsie. It sounds like the slang word for foot, and it's like I don't want to put a foot in my mouth.
Where's Fonzie when you need him?
I know, right?
Oh, sorry.
He'll be here for the anime podcast.
Yeah. So. We'll be here to talk about murder or something, and we'll be fine. But we've already covered murder, so even his specialist subject is safe this week. So.
Oh, we didn't talk about Germany this year.
What the hell?
Oh, what a segue was that?
They got beat so hard. I'm so after what they did to Brazil the last time.
That's what
I'm just so sad about. Germany's my team. That's where my family's from, where they live in that still. So to see them lose this year was kind of hard. So immediately I was like out of interest of it.
That's it. So your name isn't just fancy; it has some purpose and meaning behind it.
Oh yeah. Actually, I don't think it's a German name. I think it's Dutch, is what my dad.
Sounds Dutch.
Yeah. It's a cool name.
Are you kidding me right now? We're talking about DeVisser, the same name.
Well, I don't know. Where does Bagdasarov originate from, Gary? What is it?
From greatness. It comes from kings.
Oh my God. If that's true. God, it explains so much.
My name came from a town in Cornwall. that doesn't exist anymore because everyone that had the name left the town.
Was it called Shillabeer-Hall or Benjamin?
Shillabeers.
Shillabeers.
And I am named after the 2007 cartoon dog of the same name.
Yeah, because your parents are time travelers.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it was based on a true story, that John Travolta did play a dog in real life, and
that's the third time he's played a dog.
Yeah,
no, second time.
Wait, and here all this time, Neil, I thought your parents did that, but it was for Usain Bolt because they admire him so much and they wanted you to be like him.
No,
he was named after Neil.
By that dog. Yeah, inexplicably. I say inexplicably younger. I think he's younger than me, but now, which will be scary to find. How old are you, saying? Oh yeah, he is. He's younger than me by about 5 years. So yes. So he obviously got it from me. There you go. Yeah. It's fine.
Man, what happened, Neil?
What happened?
He trained him.
I couldn't go fast.
Gotta go fast.
He trained all his fast.
I used to be fast when I was a tiny man, but I grew up into a lumbering great thing and just didn't keep it. Now my legs are, well, when I play football, they're best described as disco legs, because they're just like doing their own little individual dances. Bless them. Bless them.
Well, you know what?
And for any,
I'm going to tie dancing and football together, and video games. I heard that someone, I can't remember which footballer it was, but he was doing the Fortnite dance after he scored goals.
Yeah, there's a few like that. Like Antoine Griezmann does the loser thing, and he's a pleb anyway, but still, and like the England squad will play Fortnite, and as they're in between goes between things, which is just weird. Fortnite, the game of the World Cup, it's the game of everything. I think it's really hard to see how big a thing it is now. It's like it's mad. It's not even been out a year as a whole game, even before the Battle Royale stuff. And in fact, I think it was about this time last year that it first came out, the original Fortnite stuff. So,
I got into it. I've been playing Battle Royale lately, and I've been freaking loving it.
It's a fun game.
It is. It's a lot of fun. Like PUBG is basically still just trash in my opinion. I fucking hate it. But Fortnite, I actually got in, and there's actually a lot to it. And just to see some of the more amazing players, like how fast they can, just like build to put up cover and build to get into new places and swap between everything. Like there's a lot of skill involved, and it's actually a lot of fun. I wish I'd tried it sooner. So yeah, but I'm into it now.
Yeah. I liked it anyway for the Battle Royale stuff and the co-op survival game that it is. But it was odd when it did, and the shit it got at the time for being so limited. But what it did well was they made a very limited version of the Battle Royale model. They didn't have vehicles, etc., like that. But it worked perfectly fine, which PUBG didn't, and since then they've had that stable base built on it, and now look at them. They're pretty much just pissing into the wind, and PUBG are right behind them in that case. And they've done remarkably well. Yes, it does help that they are backed by a rather big company by comparison, but still. And it's too mad to think that the people who made Bulletstorm are part of that as well. It's like, imagine Bulletstorm not being the success, but that was. So, just even then, I think their job was mainly to do with the co-op survival stuff, and of course, in which case that's very much their luck. Then they made that part of the game, which in turn was then used to go and make something more profitable, which is kind of sad. But yes, at least they got something out of it, and they think they're doing other games now anyway. Oh yeah. But yes, Fortnite is. Talking of online shooter phenomenons, this was the week I finally tried out Overwatch.
Yes, I've been playing a bit as well this week.
Yes, I ended up I reasoned with myself that, well, it's not strictly entirely Activision, so I can at least allow myself to try and care. And yes, it's good. I've really very, very much enjoyed it so far. It's I see the worth into the different character types. I like games where you don't have to be King Shooter of Shooty Mountain to be good at it. You can be the healer, you can be the tank, you can do the various RPGs jobs in a team, and people like you for it. I mean, for all the stories you hear about Overwatch, about how volatile people are about it, I've had rather friendly experiences, probably because I actually do my fucking job.
That's the thing. I get a load of commendations and accolades just because I actually go around healing people. So many times I've loaded up a match and I've gone for a damage dealer because someone's picked heal already, and I die constantly because they just don't do anything.
The amount of times it's breathtaking. What are you thinking? Oh, I might try being. This is my only aggravation with it, is that if you want to be one of the normal, the regular middle of the road types, that aren't any of the others, then you'll instantly see that no one else is trying to be the other one or the other of a healer or a tank, and you're like, you don't want the team not to have it, because if you don't have that, your team's fucked basically. And so it dissuades you from trying the middle a lot, unless you're a selfish twat. And it's
the nice thing within that framework too is you can even if you're not, say, strictly good at the the shooty bang bang stuff, even within those classes there are other characters that provide that same type of support, but a different way of playing it. So it is a very accessible game, and I've got my personal favorites in each class. Mainly I play Widowmaker, but when it comes to healing, Lucio's my boy because I'm lazy.
I'm with you.
Who's your heal?
Yep.
He's perfect.
Lucio.
See, I'm a Mercy because I just like following around with my little beam.
I fail so bad at that. I can't keep anybody healed. I suck with Mercy. I would love to play as her more, but I just suck with her.
On the tank side, I think I play as Zarya or Asira, and they've been great to learn as well.
Zarya is my gal. I love her, and Roadhog.
Oh yeah, I love Roadhog just because I like to annoy people and then heal myself.
I like to hook them and pull them in. That's my favorite thing. I just love doing that. I'm like, get over here! Oh. I
like Asira's sort of like weird tractor beanball, where just because you can get them to a point on the map where it can take them off the edge. You can just do the ball, draw them out off the edge, and there you go. It's great stuff.
It's like that map that has the hole in the middle of it. With the
that's that. Yeah, where you got to defend that point.
Yeah,
ball.
That's a great one for doing it. It's because they can come at you from one angle, especially with that, because with Asira you can put out your sort of turret guard thing and block everyone off from shooting you straight away, and and then you can draw them in straight in the hole, Wile E. Coyote them. Lovely. I like that there is that sort of diversity to it, that you do all sorts of different tactics with it. That's for sure.
I'd like to get Garri into it, but he thinks it's stupid.
Not once did I say I thought it was stupid. Stop making shit up.
I'm teasing you, Garri. God damn it.
What are your misgivings on it, Garri?
I'm not into multiplayer games as much as you guys are. I'm sorry.
I'm not really either. It's like I like very few, if at all. So it's.
I've been enjoying streaming it.
Quick.
That's my main thing.
Yeah.
I played it when Corey brought it over, and it's just not my type of game. I just don't care for it at all.
We need to go back to the good old days of Bad Company 2. That was
exactly
that was our jam, playing online games back in the day. Garri and I played that game so much we could snipe people with the shotgun slugs literally across the Africa map. With the bullet drop and everything. We got some of our best headshots using that shit.
Bad Company too. Just great at. Yeah, it did so much right as a shooter. It just had the right amount of everything, and then of course the year after they decided that Call of Duty
had to compete, and it ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
Completely.
Yeah, it got that audience that they wanted, and it wasn't the right audience for that game at all. And everyone was a selfish git after that. So.
Honestly, I was surprised Battlefield 1 did well enough for them to warrant a Battlefield 5. Like, completely honest, I thought that franchise was going to die.
But I think they were lucky. They were lucky. COD was especially shite that year.
Yeah, COD was pretty bad.
That was Infinite Warfare, right?
Yeah,
that year.
Yeah, that was the most disliked video thing, wasn't it? And of course they had. It was the kind of gimme that Xbox gave the PlayStation at the beginning of this generation with the get pre-owned games thing, like that. It was served up on a plate there. It's like, we'll go first, do this awful thing. Now you can do whatever the fuck. You just have to pretty much say, we're not going to do that, and you've got yourself a lot of money.
Oh, I wish they'd just done that. Actually, that would have been amazing. If they come up, Call of Duty goes, they're like, oh, boo, and then the Battlefield guys just come up and go, we're not doing that, and have a picture of Call of Duty, and then walk off. That was the E3 presentation.
Grand stuff.
At this point, I feel either Activision or EA, one of them is going to pull a 180 at some point and do something to make all the fans love them again, and we'll just start over.
Mirror's Edge
like we always do.
Well, they both have secret weapons. EA have the power of time, where people forget, and then it's fine again. Because the majority of the audience don't care about any of the stuff that people hate them for. It's like, you only have to look at how much money FIFA makes in fucking selling virtual sticker packs every year, and to know that people clearly don't give a shit about microtransaction bollocks. It's always a vocal minority. As much as it's the hardcore, it is still the minority. But in general terms, because the game's selling to so many people, and generally they don't have to care. With that one, they were unlucky enough that they fucked it up that badly that they couldn't get away with it. But
yummy shit. I love eating the same shit every morning. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Ooh, more shit.
But look what they've done this year, though. They've deflected straight away. They've had stuff like they've had an indie game out with A Way Out. They've made sure they've remastered a game that people wanted in Burnout Paradise, and they've put Anthem back a bit and changed the focus somewhat to make sure it looks a bit better
on jetpacks.
And can't lose with bloody jetpack.
I'm sorry, but I hated that presentation. It was like, oh look, they're going. Oh look, they're still flying around. They're flying around a bit more.
If you're going to try and make your game unique, don't model it after the failings of 2 previous games with jetpacks. Like, don't try and sell people on jetpacks when it's failed miserably. And Elix was awful, and Dark Void, another game with jetpacks that was supposed to be good, but it seems like jetpacks do not make a game work since, I don't know, Duke Nukem 3D.
We all know that people just want boots on ground.
Yeah, pretty much.
As a slogan, it sounds comforting, but playing Call of Duty World War II, you realise how fucking boring that is. It's like, yeah, that's great and all, but it's only because you try to do what Titanfall 2 did and failed miserably. So
even though it's the same house, and they could just steal their tech.
Yeah. I mean, as a phrase, that it pretty much tells you everything you need to know about Activision's model of business. It isn't Blizzard. It's just like, our slogan this year is we're going back to being boring and safe, because Lord knows we get screamed at if we try to even budge out of this rigid tent we put ourselves in. But, which of course happens to be rotting because they don't ever fix the fucking thing. Oh, okay. Never mind. What can you do about them? And they've got Blizzard at least too, I suppose.
We make our own game company, and we make good games, and we don't be bastards about it when we get money. I think that's a solid plan. Step 1, found a game company. Step 2, ? Step 3, profit. Right?
Yeah.
I think we could do it. There's the important. Well, the important step 2.5 is not be dicks about things.
Yeah, step 4, morals. Morals. Just have plenty of morals. Everyone likes morals. Just have that in the manifesto. Like, here at X company, we have the best morals, the most morals. We have all the morals we could want.
We have so much morals that's the name of our game. Morals.
Morals.
Make sure you put wind into the back of it.
Oh, my utopian dream has already become a dystopian disaster. Thank you, Neil, for crushing that so quick.
So easy, isn't it? Though?
It really is.
Corruption. Oh dear. Other games, I suppose. Did we play any other games? I played Skyrim in VR this week.
Oh, that's fun as well.
Which was that's a weird experience, but yeah, it's nice that it kind of works in a way I didn't expect it would. But I was thoroughly impressed. Not much more to say about it. It's still Skyrim, and using the wands to hit things and via shield isn't quite as cool as it sounds. I think it's a bit like you're trying to hit people with one of those long balloons, comedy balloons you got. And it's there's no real impact to it, you know. But yeah, still, to walk around in that world in a 3D space is just cool. It is. I'd love to have that with more of the open world.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. But other than that, I played a bit Kirby Star Allies, which is a Switch game. And I've not played enough of it to know if I love it or anything, but just it's there. It's there. Apart from Lumines Remastered, which I was playing last week as well, which is still really, really good. Best puzzler. Anyway, any other games anyone wants to talk about while we're on this game section of this podcast?
After last night's TennoCon, I had to re-download Warframe. I don't know if anyone knows what TennoCon is, but basically it's just like a Warframe-esque event where they announce all the new stuff coming up that year. And oh my god, they've showed off some space battles where you can actually just jump in your ship on the planet with your friends. They've actually added multiple player ships and go into orbit from the new open world, which is Venus. And it's a completely ice planet as well, which is pretty cool. Which Garri will like because it's got a lot of snow.
Snow.
Yeah.
It's the best.
They showed off their new co-op missions, which is kind of like commander missions in a way, where one person can stay on the ship, that you flew in with to when you're attacking, and then someone else can attack the actual opponent's ship and jump on and sort of try and sneak around and assassinate the enemy. But at the same time, the person that's on the ship that you left behind can hack all the different terminals and stuff. So if there's doors that you can't go through, he can hack them from the ship. Or he can take control of turrets and stuff like that and shoot the enemy with them and help you out. It definitely looks quite... And they've added hoverboards. And they're adding more fishing and then more wildlife, more everything. Looks like it's going to be...
Now it's on Switch?
Yeah, it's on the Switch.
As well.
Yeah.
I think Switch is the perfect... perfect place for any time sync type style game, I find.
I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to download it just in case Sony wants to lock my Amazon Prime account to my PlayStation account, just in case,
Well, the problem is
that has now happened.
Yes, sadly. It's unfortunately the sad truth in that, but yeah. What about you, Chris? You've been playing anything else that tickles your fancy?
I finally finished the main story to God of War. So I know I'm like a month behind or more at this point.
Let's go back in time and do the spoiler cast.
There we go. And I finally finished the Far Cry 5 storyline as well. So I'm going to hang on to both of those until I platinum those. And I got back into Super Meat Boy a little bit, and I'm thinking about going for that platinum because I'm a masochist, I guess. Well, Tim is going for the Wolfenstein 2 platinum. He wants to get that. Last I talked to him, he was trying to get through the I think the 6th stage thus far. But it's for those that don't know, the platinum for Wolfenstein 2 is to beat the game on the hardest difficulty
God, no.
without dying and no saves. No. So you pretty much have to sit through. You have to go through the campaign in one run on the hardest difficulty without dying for that platinum, for that last trophy to get the platinum.
Yeah. There can't be any fun in that, surely, because it just seems. Oh,
there's a lot of fun to it. If you're gonna set out to get one of the harder platinums like that, it's a really interesting thing. Because I went through this when I got the Rogue Legacy platinum, and that one also, for those that don't know, the hardest trophy in that game is one that you have to. It's a roguelike, so you have to beat the game in less than 15 lives. And you can't use the architect, which in the game what he does is he locks down the castle from last time, so it stays the same layout, so you already will know where everything is. You can't use him at all. So each time you go into the castle, it's a fresh, new, unknown tromp through hell. And you have to get good at the game to get that platinum. You have to know every enemy's wind-up frames to their attacks. You have to learn each boss's patterns. And the only way you can do that is by playing the game nonstop over and over and over again until you have everything down to a science. And that's what you do. And the Rogue Legacy one took me 2 weeks to do. And by that, I was just like beat to hell at this point. Like it was a triumph. It was one of those things where you get such satisfaction from it. It's like the first time you beat Demon Souls, or it's like yes. Says the guy who's like, you're what, level 34 on trophies now on PSN or something like that. Like you've got more platinums than just about everybody except for Tim. So you know the trophy hunting bug. It's there in you. I know.
I have 2 platinums.
Not to that extent.
I have 2 platinums. How many
did you have, Garri?
What was that?
How many do you have?
Platinum trophies?
Yeah.
Let me check.
I think you've got like somewhere around 130, because Tim has over 150 now. I think maybe even more than that. I don't know. I know he's got over 10,000 trophies. Altogether.
Know where to look. I got 78 platinums.
There you go. I thought you had more than that. Even.
And how many trophies in total?
9,204.
I have 8,574. I have 37 platinums. I think, and some of them are fucking god awful, to say the least. So, in particular, the last 2 I think I got were fucking for that slide puzzle game and that shit Little Adventures on the Prairie one. But at least not everyone will have it. That's the best way to see it. Oh boy!
Wait, I have 3 platinums. I have 1 more than I thought I did.
Oh, shocker!
I know. I don't know when I got the 3rd one though.
I don't know how you don't have the 14 platinum by now.
Because I screw leave quests.
Yeah, but it's like I say the same. Like I said the other week, I played PES every year for hundreds and hundreds of hours. Yeah. I only got the platinum once. And it's because there's just stuff in the game that I'm not going to touch because it's the boring stuff, and the trophies for it require for like 60, 70 hours to really do it. If you're going to do it fair, yes, you can cheat your way to most of them by just second controller and skipping stuff and rigging the game, but it's just like would feel like it wasn't earned, and it's like.
Well, for one of the trophies for Pharmacy 14, you got to do, I think it's like 1,000 leave quests, and you only get 6 per day.
You got that like 3 years ago, then, shouldn't you?
And all it gives you is XP, and the XP is worse than just doing a dungeon or a fate. So it's just not worth it.
Yeah, see, those ones are just the most tedious. Tedious trophies are the worst ones, in my opinion. They're worse than the harder ones because at least the harder ones you're working towards a challenge. Finishing a challenge. Tedious is just like, oh my god, this is boring. I want this over with. This sucks. Yeah. Why am I even going for this platinum? Not worth it.
The ones I hate, the ones where you get very close, and it's like it'd be fairly easy to get that last trophy you, but it just requires more effort than you're willing to put in. Like Virginia, I love it, and it's like it has this one trophy at the end where you've got to like do certain parts for a certain long section of the game in the right order, and then look at something at just the right time. And if you don't look at it at just the right time, you miss it entirely, and you've got to start that section again.
Oh.
And I did it. And I thought, you know what? I like this game a lot. I might just leave this for a while, and a while turned out to be like 12 months. So since then,
hey, and, nothing's gonna beat the shit that is the Star Ocean, the Last Hope trophies, which are all luck based. Like they're so bad that you have to like defeat a boss with a specific character, and you have to do a specific amount of damage as the final hit to get a trophy. So like you have to hit the boss with a specific character, and you have to do like 7,777 damage. Like crazy. That is the number you have to get to get the trophy. It's the dumbest shit ever. Like I was reading an article in Game Informer a long time ago of a guy who did it on the Xbox. He got the achievement for it.
Yeah.
And it took him like over a year to do it, and he regrets every minute that he spent trying to get all the achievements for that game. It's stupid.
It's almost bad as that guy I watched.
Oh, my last.
I watched live stream him getting to max level in Kingdom Hearts without leaving the starting area.
That's terrible.
That's like, at that point you're not playing the game. You're playing the systems within the game.
I mean, I've done that before in a way.
You do it all the time in games, don't you?
like Final Fantasy VII, I got Cloud's final move before the end of Disc 1.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Final Fantasy VIII, where you can get the ultimate weapons before you just after you get
before the end of Disc 1.
Yeah.
Yep, you can get Squall's ultimate blade once you can move the Balam Garden, you can travel to a certain area where the blue dragons in the forest will drop their dragon fangs, and you farm there for a while until you have enough, and then boom, ultimate weapon right at the beginning of the game, pretty much.
You don't even have to do that, if I'm rightly. If you can actually get them from the triple triads.
Oh really? No, I did it. That's the way I did. I didn't know you could do it that way.
Yeah, you can.
Wow, this sounds so fun.
Yeah, if you you got a card ability that turns cards into items.
Yeah.
There's one person in the thing where you could actually get the item from.
Oh, nice! I never did it that way.
So I had it by the time we got to Brothers.
Garri doesn't get. He hates number 8, so he's just like. I still love you, Garri.
I love you too, Garri.
Yeah, my happiest is I got the Jak and Daxter Platinum 3 times now, which is like it's lovely. I always enjoy going through that game and 100%ing it. It's like which I've done like 5 times overall, like with the PS2 version as well. And now
I tried to platinum that on PS4, but mine was bugged. I should really go back and finish it.
You know, there's a way to do it now without even having to play it properly, which is sad. But yeah, there's like a debug thing you can do for all of them apparently, where you can basically platinum them in like minutes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
don't tell Tim because he'll do that and he'll be satisfied.
I wish I'd known. In some ways, when it came towards the end of it, and there was just stuff. I was like, the stuff I always hate getting to and then mopping up. And I was like, I've got to find that shit again.
I wish I'd known because I had that. It fixed it in a patch like a couple of days later, but there was a glitch where you couldn't get a precursor orb because you had to. It was the miners.
Oh yeah.
And if you talk to the miners, they'd give you the precursor orb, but it'd force the game to blue screen every time.
Yeah, that was that one. They did fix that. Yes.
Yeah. But I got that far, and I'd literally not 100% it, but I'd got everything up to there. So it was pissing me off that I couldn't get this one orb because I didn't want to progress because I'd done everything else.
It's a weird one as well because all the games that where I've gone back to played a game on another system again and thought, I could get a platinum for this again, like Skyrim or like Burnout Paradise, and like. I don't, but Jak and Daxter is just the right amount where I'm like, I enjoy doing this every time. I put it on PS5, I'll do it again, I guarantee you.
It's got that lovely charm to it.
It has. I mean, the late game stuff reminds you why you really shouldn't be doing it every time, because you're like, fucking hell, I hate this end game stuff. But yeah, it's grand fun, and probably my most enjoyable platinum. I think the most challenging ones were probably PES 2012, and because you had to win like a certain amount of online games in a row, which, connectivity of the PS3 was not the best as it was, and people cheated that as well. I mean, you were lucky if you got 6 sporting people that were not as good as you to beat, and so that was a triumph of all times. But and the Far Cry 3 one, the co-op on that, I will never. I think I've never enjoyed a Far Cry game since because of that co-op in that game and going for the platinum.
I wasn't able to get one trophy, and it was for beating the first co-op level in that game. Garri saw it. His popped, mine didn't, and it's like locked for me. I can't do it, so I gave up on it.
Yeah, it's like, and plus it's you can't matchmake if you don't have anyone to play with and like that, and it's random what you get given.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to hope that you get them out, and then you have to hope that you get through it, that people don't quit out, that your internet doesn't fuck out or anything like that, and all those things just happen constantly.
Yep.
And I wanted to murder that game by the end of it, which is a shame because everything up until then I loved that game, and then I played co-op and it soured.
You're talking about Far Cry 3, right?
So bad. Yeah.
Well, you can get the platinum easily then because the remaster, because it has no online.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't care for the game as much now because of that, which is a shame. I think the one I'm most disappointed I didn't get is XCOM Enemy Within, because it was so close, but the last one was like fucking doing Iron Man on the hardest difficulty and all these parameters, and it's like I really tried, but it's so fucking hard. It's unbelievable. Like you think it's like playing chess.
Excuse me.
A robot that's got like all the best chess players in history in its brain. You got no fucking notes, and you've been given a colouring book to do your strategy with, and some assorted catch-ups. It is just tough, but still love the game, so it's not a problem. Anyway, trophies, they're lovely. Garri, anything you played?
I played Red Faction Remastered. Still thoroughly enjoyed it. I reviewed it.
Say it right, Garri. Remastered.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I'm still expecting my royalty check for that, because I wrote that. Damn it!
You did. I remember that. It's still a fun game. I thought it's a little dated when it comes to the shooting mechanics, but the destruction is still 9 years later, still the best destruction I've seen in a video game. Just because it's just so precise. It's just so much fun to hit the what are those called? Wow. The things that hold the building up.
The struts?
Structures?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like on two sides and watch the building fall in that direction. It's just beautiful stuff. But yeah, outside of that, I started playing Skyforge again. Really enjoying that. I played a little with Chris, even though he hates that game.
I don't hate it. I just think for an MMO, it's fun, but it's just not as good as DC Universe was to me. I think it's lacking a lot of the polish and charm that obviously they had the budget to do. For what it is, though, it's pretty good. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I need to play some more stuff with you, Garri.
That's the team that are doing the Warface port as well. So seems like they got it going on. Lovely
I mean, it has problems. I definitely agree. And there's some stuff that can get very repetitive and boring, but I just love the fact that there's no real leveling system. It's all gear based. Everybody's in a way at the same level when they start. Obviously you can get better gear, but like to me, just the fact that just because I'm this level doesn't mean I can't do these missions. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's some problems, especially with like the co-op. Like it took forever for us to figure out how to play a game with each other. And even now, I don't think we still quite understand how to do it.
I'm still not sure. I want to do the levels with you, but if I have to go through, what we discovered is that in order for us to play together, we both have to have beaten the level already. But it's like, okay, well, what's the fun of, like, why can't I take my homeboy here through the mission to help me play the game if I don't want to play it single player? Which is really odd for me to bitch about, because I'm usually all about, like, single player experience. But in this one, it's just, I think that if they're going to have an MMO, you should be able to do your missions with your friends the first time through.
But in a way, it's the same thing that like 14 does, and Ben will know. It's like if it's a story mission, you have to do it alone.
Yeah.
And 14 did the same thing that this one does. Like if it's a story mission, you kind of have to go alone so you can watch the cutscenes and all that. But once you do it, you can go in and redo the mission with your friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to. Me.
Well, trust me. From what I've heard Ben say in the recent update, like I guess there's a raid or something that if somebody hasn't done it and they watch the cutscene, everybody has to sit there and wait for this guy.
No, you can't. No, the new person can't skip the cutscene. It's so they
just get left behind.
No, basically that's what used to happen. It's the level 50 dungeons, the Praetorium and the Castrum. Basically, there is a load of cutscenes in the dungeon. If you skip the cutscenes, you can beat the dungeon in about 10 minutes. With the cutscene, that makes the dungeons like half an hour. But if there's a new person in the dungeon, he has to watch the cutscenes, which forces everyone else to watch the cutscenes.
Oh,
not fun at all.
No, that's a boo-boo.
Yeah,
that's a boo-boo.
They try to help people because people stop running that roulette because of it. Then they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll increase the rewards," and people are still like, "Nah, it's good."
Why don't they just let you skip the goddamn cutscene?
Like it used to be able to.
That's how you fix it. You don't put band-aids on it. The simplest solution is right there.
This is a problem that Tim has been running into with his Wolfenstein run, because the first 6 minutes of the game, where BJ's dad, I think, is just like being super, super racist. Yeah. You can't skip. It's slowly driving Tim insane. It's actually pretty funny because he has to watch it every time he dies, because you have to start all the way over and you can't skip the beginning cutscene. In fact, I believe there's a petition out for them to the devs to patch it to make those cutscenes skippable. Because how much of a pain in the ass it is. So
it's a bit too late, dude. They don't care anymore.
I know.
Time has passed.
But it's like, what do we call it though, in a way?
As far as I know, they're still Bethesda are still looking into fixing the PS3 version of Skyrim. So
well, it's like Fantasy IX, where the only way to get the best weapon in the game technically is by skipping the whole game, and that includes a glitch in the game. I think it's something like you have to beat in under 12 hours, but with all the cutscenes in the game, it takes longer than 12 hours because all the loading screens to the cutscenes.
They still keep a time through the loading screens.
Yeah. The only way to do it was on the PS1, and what you had to do was open the disk drive as the cutscene loaded, and then shut it again, and it would skip the error and skip the cutscene.
What weapon was that? Was that Zidane's ultimate weapon or something like that?
No, Steiner's Excalibur 2.
Oh, yeah, okay. I never did that.
It's the same game that, like, 15 years later, someone found a side quest.
Yeah, so anything else, Garri?
Some Killing Floor 2. We've still been playing that a little bit. Not as much lately, but I remember a specific moment where Chris and Tim walked themselves in a barn, and I was left by myself outside to fend off every goddamn enemy.
2 and not real life.
Right. Little did they know.
Totally do it.
Little did they know I survived, and they came out and stole the glory at the end from me after I killed everything.
Garri, I play demolitionist, so all I do is steal glory. Like, oh, you wounded him with your pistol here, and then I blow him up with a grenade launcher, and it's just like, oh, you guys did great on the assists. I mean, you guys get all the assists. Trust me, it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
It's actually something I quite like about Overwatch's kill system is that if you do a certain amount of damage, you are still credited kill, but you obviously get a certain amount of points for that kill, as well. So
I also like the fact that when I'm healing and someone kills, it gets a count because I helped kept them alive.
Yeah. So,
I mean, if it wasn't for that, otherwise, like Mercy and Lucio wouldn't get plays of the game ever.
No, this is it. Oh man, Lucio was my first play of the game as well. It was beautiful, just beautiful. I love it.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much all I've played.
That's it. I suppose we'll talk about things we've watched that aren't a certain anime that we have to talk about later. So, or you will probably have already heard because of that podcast usually goes out first of the two things. So by now you'll know what we're alluding to, and you'll be like, oh yeah, Christ, you made me go through that. But yes, other stuff happened. I watched a lot of films this week, to be honest, actually. Probably the more enjoyable Japanese films I've watched than anything we had to do for the podcast, for anime podcasts. So that was good. I watched The Boy and the Beast, which was lovely. I've been looking forward to watching that one. It's very much a Chris film, isn't it, Chris?
The Boy and the Beast?
Yes.
You
get it now.
I was like, what?
Yeah, now you get me. Now
I get it. Yes. How was that? Is it everything that I would hope for, or should I avoid it?
It's like, have you seen Wolf Children?
Now you're just describing porno to him.
Well, all I gotta say is things are getting a little more accepted, because if Shape of Water can win an award, then we're already going down this path. We might as well just leap, feet first into it. Fuck it, head first.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not a sexualized thing. Anyway, it's just the fact that it's a universe where it's anthropomorphized animals, their own secret world, and it's about a fighting bear who wants to become. Kuma Tetsu, who wants to,
I was partial to Panda because I liked her bracelets.
It's basically he takes an orphan boy, a human boy, to be his apprentice, because he's this warrior type, and he wants to ascend to godhood, but he can only do that if he can beat his deadly rival, who is a boar, who really reminds me of Jeff Bridges if he was a boar, I have to say. It's just a very particular way of seeing it, but honestly, if you saw it, you'd be like, that's Jeff Bridges as a boar, even though it isn't Jeff Bridges. It's a lovely film. It's from the same people who did the likes of Summer Wars, Girl Who Leapt Through Time, and Wolf Children, so it's along those sort of lines, and it's a lovely thing to watch. Less lovely, I suppose, but interesting was The Happiness of the Katakuris, which is a Takashi Miike film. It's a musical from the man who did Audition, which may tell you quite what kind of musical it'll be, which is a violent one. Basically, it's about this family running a hotel in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in Japan, and they're always wanting guests and like that, and they end up getting guests, but every time their guests come, something bad, they end up dying for one reason or another, and then rather than get the bad reputation because for their hotel, they just decide to start burying these people, and it just it escalates. Let's put it there. And there are musical numbers, and there's a guy who's pretending to be like an MI5 agent, even though he's quite clearly Japanese, and it's brilliant. And there's fucking claymation trip out scenes, and it is astoundingly great stuff. I think he did it just after Audition, and it's just, which I watched, I think the day after that again, which I haven't watched it in ages, and I was looking to watch it on cinematic mode in PSVR. And, that film is so good at changing tone. It's just the way it goes from being like this it has little humour moments. It's got its romance subplot for most of it, and then it just fucking turns on a dime so well and into this what the fuck needles in your fucking eyes and being if you've not seen it, it's something to see because it's just a phenomenally well shot film. There's like the transition between scenes is really good. Like love it, still love it. And I watched Trick or Treat, which is by the guy who did Krampus.
Yay!
Yes, yeah. Have you seen Trick or Treat?
I have. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the anthology type film that isn't, but that took some interesting turns. It could have gone into cliche a lot of the time and didn't bother, and went its own way and did different things. Definitely the whole Virgin section was a nice twist on that one, and did not expect that. I would say, yeah. So it's been a good week.
I'm still waiting for my sequel that he announced a long time ago.
Yeah, but he did Krampus, and Krampus is probably slightly less mean-spirited than Trick or Treat is, but yeah, it's what do I liken them to? It's like Disney if they did horror, like it's like Hocus Pocus with an R rating, if you will.
That shit gave me nightmares as a kid. Fuck Hocus Pocus. That shit terrified me as a little kid when that came out. I was like, oh my god! They're sucking her soul out! Is that what's gonna happen to me? Ah!
Wow.
It becomes nothing.
Just wow.
And then Chris grew up enjoying sucking souls out.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
You're half right, Ben.
There's nothing I love more than sucking a good soul.
Or just
so yeah, anyone else watch anything interesting this week? I forget that, didn't I?
Do you really want to know? I don't think you do.
All right, that is somewhat within the realms of taste and decency.
No.
No. I mean, there's stuff that you don't have to mention as part of your TV viewing. It's not like video games where you have to tell us every kind of game you play.
It's the fun in not sharing.
But
I watched a couple
caring.
stuff.
What did you watch, Garri?
Well, like I said on my Twitter account, I have this weird fixation on found footage movies, and 90% of them are absolute trash.
True.
But you have to find some good parts in every trash that you watch. And one of those movies is called Evidence, and it's on Amazon Prime, so you can go check it out. And it has terrible acting and a terrible first half of it. But the second half takes this weird turn that I didn't see coming at all. And in a way, it was actually
just
pretty
Chris.
cool. That was just Chris sneaking up behind me.
Just taking a weird turn you didn't expect.
Yeah, it starts off as kind of this Bigfoot movie type thing where they're camping out in the woods and they see this creature that's got a lot of fur on, and you think it's a movie about Bigfoot, and it's something way different than that. Yeah, I quite enjoyed the little twist that it had towards the end. The other movie that I watched... Sorry, what was that?
No, that's fine. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, the other one I watched was Creep 2. If you know the movie Creep, it's on Netflix. Both of them are on Netflix now. It's a very weird movie where this guy invites this guy to come film the last parts of his life because he tells him that he's dying, and he wants him to film, his final moments. And a lot of weird, creepy shit starts happening, and this guy starts doing a lot of weird stuff, and it has this cool little ending that you find out about him and what he's really doing. And then Creep 2 kind of picks up a few months after that. And it has kind of the same premise, but he starts dealing with a certain different type of individual this time, and I actually highly recommend it. They're not too long. I think they're like an hour and 10 minutes long each, but I think some people will really enjoy those movies because it's a very psychological in a way.
Yeah,
and yeah, they're pretty fun. I'm not gonna call them like fantastic masterpieces by any means, but they're pretty unique, and I'm glad that they did a sequel to the first one. And the main actor who plays the guy he goes to film is actually perfectly cast, in my opinion, for that role. He's creepy and he does some weird shit, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed those movies. Yeah, other than that, I've mostly just been watching World Cup and The Expanse.
Yeah, well, the World Cup has pretty much taken up most of it. I watched a bit of New Japan as well today with the G1 special, which was cool. But yeah, unfortunately, Young Bucks were in it, so it definitely didn't. And they beat Sanada and Evil, so I was doubly unpleased by that. But I really don't get what the Young Bucks appeal is, because everything about them is like, so their gimmick is they do moves that other people made famous. Yeah, that seems to be the gist of it, I find.
But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't watch anything as glorious as She Comes at Night.
Yeah.
For me to
you know what? We never talked about this on the podcast. We never talked about this on the podcast. What a god awful piece of shite that was.
Wait, what?
I was so worried that you'd recommended me something that you actually liked, because I thought.
Tonight She Comes. Sorry, Tonight She Comes.
Yeah, She Comes. I was saying no, because that film's a different thing. That's on my personal browser. That one.
Where's Chris when you need him?
Sounds like she's coming home.
I've been biding my time. I mean, that's just way too obvious. It's not a joke I would be proud of making. I just kind of,
as I said.
Oh, all right, well, I don't need to say anything.
Well, I tell you what, it's a film that doesn't deserve to have jokes of that quality thrown at it. It's I don't get how it got made. It's nonsense. It's utter fucking nonsense. It's like someone was really high on PCP watching Evil Dead, remembered about 2% of it, and also watched porno afterwards and decided that was part of it too. And they just filmed themselves going to the set and then making it, or whatever the fuck it is. Just a baffling film. Just,
to be fair though, it's like,
I put you through that.
To be fair though, it's like the nostalgia. You know, The Room. It's like the nostalgia critics' idea of the room. Yeah, because he did. I watched his review years ago of The Room. I like it. It's like, what really happened was Tommy Wiseau made a sex tape, and then someone walked in while he was doing it. He's like, no, independent movie. Shit, we're going to actually making something now.
If only it was that class. If only it was that. Yeah, just
independent movie.
On the plus side, as I always say, Garri, it's like I like to watch the occasional bit of shite or play the bit of shite because it resets yourself. You know, if you always play something of medium to good quality or watch something of medium to good quality, you don't get this bar for what is really bad. And yeah, it's nice to okay. Amazon.
Yeah, like the only reason I watched it is because of the poster, the movie poster. I thought was really cool looking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn, that looks really nice. It looks like some old school Evil Dead movie poster.
They weren't exactly going to have the shit poster, are they? They're going to have the best poster. They probably put all their budget into that poster.
I reckon they ripped it off someone. It can't be theirs.
Well, because it looks cool. It's just this cabin in the distance and this woman walking in the river of blood towards the cabin, and it's like cartoon drawn.
Actually, I revised my origin story for this film. My origin story is someone drew that, and a bunch of them stoned said, we should make a film about that.
It's like, she must be on her period.
Oh my god!
You laugh, but you haven't watched the movie, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's not off there at all. I tell you, it's that kind of thing.
He's not wrong.
So you're saying she's coming home?
Oh my god,
she's. Pains me even think about that. Oh. Dear. Right. I think we probably better wrap it up.
Yeah.
We've been talking for a while, which we're very good at doing. How long have we been going now, Ben?
An hour and 23 minutes.
Oh, that's good timing. Yeah,
that's perfect.
That's plenty of time. Yeah, that's good. We'll quickly do Predictions League because that is part of it, and that then we have some semblance of structure to this entire podcast, which immediately falls apart when I tell you one of the games from last week didn't come out last week, so there's no reviews for it. So
to be fair, that's not our fault. So
no, that's not our fault. But the other one did, which is of course Red
Unless
Faction.
I stopped it with my mind.
Maybe you did. We'll discover that, I'm sure, in time. We'll see what happens to the next lot. Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered came out, and well, the score was 69, and there's someone has to go for 69 every week at least once, and that is Tim.
Well done, Chris.
Tim. Chris wasn't here.
I go for 69 every week. It never usually works, but I go for it.
Usually, it never works, man.
Don't worry, Chris. Every guy has that issue sometimes.
Yeah. Talk to your doctor about Enfamil, or whatever the fuck it is. Alexa, no. What the hell is it? And Elongate? I don't know.
No, it's called Alex, the video game.
Damn, I think we should move on before it gets really bad.
Yeah.
So we're only going to get worse from here on out.
So Tim won with the power of innuendo, getting a perfect score of 69. Because what is the perfect score if it isn't 69?
It really makes me sad that it's 69. Back when it came out, it's sitting on a very strong 85.
Yeah, but times have changed.
I know.
Times they are
makes me sad.
changing.
What? I'm sorry. I just seen a picture online, and it's stunned me beyond belief.
Was it a picture of Chris?
Was it a picture of me?
It could be.
Was it a picture of us merged?
Fusion style.
I'm gonna let you. Sorry, I'm gonna let you guys sample it, and then you can make your own mind up.
No, that is me. I mean, who is that?
It is Chris.
Wow. Wow.
So just to paint a picture for everyone listening at home, because that wouldn't be fair. I was just scrolling, and someone retweeted this. Basically, it's a live feed of England v Sweden from the World Cup at the weekend, and it's a picture of a guy who's crowd surfing. But there's a slight problem with this crowd surfing, that the man is stark bollocks naked, save for his shoes and watch, it seems.
The picture is at an angle where it's like, why? I'm staring into the dark star of. Oh my god,
Chris, that's you.
Oh my god, no, my asshole is hairier than that, but still, it's just.
I'm talking about the guy.
The fine detail. Oh, you no. Yeah, he's about to dive face first into that like it's a sushi buffet. Just nom 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 nom.
And
what I love about it, the best picture is that there's someone's hand in the background, just strategically placed at the wrong place to make it look like his penis is erect. It's like when it's in actuality, he just sloped off to the side, thankfully. But
Neil, I'm going to pay you to start writing descriptions about porns, different pornography, because that was just beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
The best thing about it is the game isn't even over yet; it's still going.
Yeah. It's like the comment above it says, it's like, I get footballers coming home, but why? What caused this? Why would this ever happen? Why is he naked but his shoes still on? What is that man's mouth so open close to his ass? Why is he cheering with his bum cheeks spread like this? It's true. There's this guy, like, at this guy's arse with his mouth wide open and his hand right there. It's just like, are you getting ready to accept? Or just...
It's coming home. It's coming.
Something's coming, that's for sure.
My bet is that he has lost a bet, or yeah, something like that, because I don't see what the point in that was.
The worst thing is I've got some pretty messed up stuff in my browsing history, but I'm really just ashamed to have that in there now.
Yeah, it's like you're like in real life where you see something extraordinary, in the corner of your eye as you walk past, and you stop and you sort of walk back to see if you actually saw it. It was like that on my scrolling. I literally scrolled past it, saw it, and like, wait, what? I looked again. And like,
oh, dude, I get you. You sent the link. I clicked on it, looked at it, closed it, and just opened it up and looked at it again because I had to see it again.
Yeah, I can't close it for some reason.
I'm still looking at it. It's fantastic.
I think, Ben,
I'm trying to find a way to zoom in, but I can't. I have to save the image.
Are you gonna? You're retweeting that, right?
I think we're done here.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna retweet that, but also I am so gonna have that as the front cover for the podcast this week.
Oh
with
yes,
with edits, of course.
Yeah, because I don't think iTunes would allow this.
No,
it's called the crop tool, and it is the greatest thing.
Yes, I'm gonna label it. It's coming home because quite clearly it is. Dear. The things I save on this laptop. In the name of work.
Gary, if you Photoshop my head on him, I will murder you.
I'll send you the link. So yeah, just to clarify where so we have to have the image now as the title image, because if we don't, people will be like, what was it? So they need to see. To see.
Be warned, everybody. Very, very NSFW or NSFL, whichever you're.
I mean, but by this point, they've listened to most of the podcast and seen the image. It's like we've warned them way too late. We'll put a disclaimer. We won't put a disclaimer at the beginning. We'll just we'll block out the offending parts. Don't worry. Anyway, so Chris 1 point, Alfonso 2 points, Neil 2.5, Gary 4.5, Tim 7 now, and Ben 8. That was the prediction, see, not how impressed we were by that man's chutzpah.
Chris, send me a picture of your face.
No!
Come on.
No.
Fine, I'm going to find one and you're not going to like it.
All right, so 2 games again, which will add to last week's 20XX, which didn't get reviewed. Yeah, Shining Resonance Refrain and Spectrum Retreat are the games of choice. So just quick fire through. Chris, Shining Resonance Refrain.
77.
77. Gary.
73.
73. I'm going to go with 70. Ben.
64.
Zulane? Yes. Okay. Ben, then you go again for Spectrum Retreat.
57.
57. I will say I have no idea what this is, so I will go 71. That goes to Gary.
76.
Chris.
49.
49.
Oh.
Low balling. Good work there. Bold strategy.
The bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
You got there before me. I had to belch.
That's the Reggie book.
So yes, we'll do that next week. Usual shout outs, please, at Pod Unchained, when occasionally we tweet on there. Email to PSU, I suppose. I don't know. Email someone. Don't even have to email us. Just email someone and go, can you ask this question to PlayStation Unchained, and see if they'll answer it. I mean, if you're shy like that, it helps because then you don't have to interact with us. Which after this, I can understand is rather frightening.
You know, I would love to see us do an Ask Garri segment where people can just tweet questions to Garri and he can tell them his opinion on things.
Well,
and it would be great.
I'll do an AMA.
Let's do it right now. Ask me a question right now. I'll answer it.
I'm hungry, so no.
Is that a question or a statement?
Why not both?
Even if we don't get questions from anywhere else, we should devise questions for Garri for next week.
Okay.
That should be the top. Okay, that's fine. It's the summer. There's fuck all going on in the world of games. We might as well.
The big shiny thing is in the sky. It's annoying.
And it won't go the fuck away. Yeah, that's for sure. Right, yeah, so all that, you can do that. Thank you all for listening. Chris, anyone you want to say hello to, shout out to?
Just friends, family, listeners. If you're still listening to the show at this point, I congratulate you. And yeah, if anybody wants to follow me on Twitter, it is at Devangel, Devangiel.
And what's his name? And Garri.
Friends, family, you guys for constantly having me on. Yeah, Fonzie, can't wait to talk to you because you're my boy who defends me from these creepers. And you can reach me at Gagaush, that's Gaglaush, and send me your questions and I shall answer them.
Yeah,
pure honesty.
Garri is renowned for his honesty.
This is fact.
Yeah, I think we had to sweeten the pot to make people. I just switched over to Twitter again, and that image is right in my face. That's great. It
is everywhere now.
I found a picture of Chris.
Oh my god. What are you going to do, Garri? I swear, dude.
Actually, I just realised I haven't sent this into the work chat. This is the perfect place to say.
This is going to be beautiful.
I'm going to murder you. I'm going to hunt you down and fucking murder you.
Why?
Anyway, my shout out.
How's that for evidence?
Anyway, my shout out to Twitch.tv/Phoenixdown Radio. Go check them out. Class Lunas every second Saturday. Shout out to Master Radio, Twitch.tv/Master Radio. Shout out to She Heals I Tank, Twitch.tv/She Heals I Tank. Go check them out, Avi and Pete. And shout out to Alfonso. Shout out to everyone that's listening. Thanks for being there and have a good week.
Yes, thank you. It's been a wonderful week, to say the least. We've done some interesting things. And if we do get any fan feedback this week, I'm not sure it'll be good ones.
No, it'll be interesting.
Might be a bit of pushback on a few things this week. So we'll probably should go with full nudity on the title card because, what else? With this podcast at this point. Right, so yes, until next week, tatty bye. Seriously, how do you